We have arrived at the championship game in week number 2. The Hudepohl TV King of Bowling, the man at the top of the mountain, our king from the first week, and our pre-king, Mr. Kim Herrmann. Dave Newrath.
Not a lot to be said about Kim. He's got a very, very tight-knit game, and he's got a group of followers that you will hear from. I can hardly wait. We got the Richter scale hooked up.
Herrmann's Hermits. We labeled them in week 1. Let's see if they're still around in week 2.
You can bet on it.
Kevin Hayes with a 258 game to take out Darrell Higgins in game number 2. Just a quick reminder. Hayes, 23, first appearance on TV. Boy, he is not buckling to the pressure at all. A handshake from the king, and now the Hermits. Crank it up.
There we go. There we go. Listen, boy, he's really affected, isn't he? Bowling? Yeah, that's right. We're here to knock down pins.
Kim came in the king last week, 256, $750 first prize. That's not bad. Have to figure that out with the calculator to see how much that comes out a pin. Oh boy. The way Hayes is rolling them, you don't want to leave too many pins standing.
Kim coming just a wee bit high on that shot, leaving the 6-pin. Not a bad opening shot.
30-year-old Kim Herrmann, plumber from Cincinnati, Ohio, the southpaw.
You think it could make a difference of him having not had anybody bowl on the left side all day?
Oh, I'm sure it will, Bo. He's the only one over there. If anything, it'll be an advantage.
Mentioning Madison Bowl's been busy, Bo, but they have tournaments coming up.
They certainly do. They will be hosting a tournament here. It's the 3rd annual Ranger Bowling Tournament on March the 8th and 9th. It's a doubles event. They can call Burt White here at Madison Bowl for details, and all the proceeds, I understand, are going to go to the Ranger 9-hole baseball for the kids.
A fine cause to go to.
Kim Herrmann wants to go to a cause right now, and that's going to be his bank account.
Let's take a look at that one more time, Dave.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a perfect shot. We got a split screen on him here. We can see the reaction. Deep knee bend, down at the line. Yeah, ooh, give it a little quick hump there.
Qualifying all day today over at Super Bowl Bowl, but I guess the BPA can never look too far ahead. We're already looking to next week.
That's for sure. We are going to be qualifying in the Delhi area next week at Del Fair Shopping Center. We're looking forward to see Pat win and his crew over there.
Mr. Hayes, just like another day at the office. Strike number 2.
Kevin Hayes is not affected by the TV lights. He is not affected by noise. He is not affected by lane conditions. This man has really shown me a lot of poise today, Bo.
Well, I'll tell you what, last week, if you would have seen him when he found out he was high on the board, he was a nervous wreck. I'm surprised.
There's Kim Herrmann saying, well, you know, it's early. I really don't have a lot to worry about. I just go out there and strike, and that's what it's all about. There's no defense in this game, Bo, and, you know, what can you say? You just go out, put your shoes on, throw the best shot you can, and then hopefully your competitor isn't perfect.
$750 to the winner. And Dave, as I was watching the Quaker State Open yesterday and saw John Odrobnik pick up $27,000 first prize, as you see the scoreboard, were just strikes all the way for Hayes. And
scoreboard will show Kim Herrmann 10 pins behind at this point, but 27 grand, not bad.
Not bad, but you were in the mid-70s, and I would imagine that with the exception of the equipment, as Herrmann puts another 10 in the pit, with the exception of the equipment, I would think that the prize money has probably changed the most dramatic on the tour.
Well, my best finish when I was on the tour was 7th one year in Syracuse, New York, and for 7th I received, I think it was like $2,300 at that point in time. Now 7th is receiving, I think, $4,000 and $5,000 in some of the big tournaments, but the top prize money, which is where they've really located their money, a big tournament to us back in the mid-70s was a $12,000 purse.
So in 10 years, it's doubled and a half.
You know, the BPAA U.S. Open has a sponsor this next year. Now, not the one that's currently being conducted in '86, but in 1987, and it will be the largest purse of any pro stop.
I believe it. It's really come a long way. Public participation, it's the biggest sport in America, and the prize money has grown steadily each and every year because you, the viewers, have made it a choice on television.
That shot could give Kim Herrmann the chance he's been waiting for.
Well, Kevin did not throw that ball real well. He circled it early, and what I mean by that is your wrist position or release point, your fingers should be underneath the ball or slightly on the side, and then lifting up and through with your thumb somewhere between 10 and 1 o'clock. That ball, his thumb was pointing right down at the floor, which caused the ball to rotate erratically in the first part of the lane and then just not roll off and hit on the back end. A common mistake, but one he did not make at any point during the second game.
And the 7-pin quickly goes into the pit. Page tries to keep his lead on Herrmann.
Actually, he just relinquished the lead to Herrmann. Kim Herrmann has adopted a 1-pin lead, and the way Kim's handled leads in the past is he doesn't give them up.
He may not start out with them, but you know, in his case, it's probably better to be the hunter than the hunted, because you hear footsteps when Kim Herrmann's behind you.
Boy. Along with the crowd.
Yeah, that's true. Heavy, big foot steps. Kevin needs one right here.
Ask and you shall receive. Fifth frame strike for Kevin Hayes.
Let's take a look at it here, Tom. Back against the wall. He knows that if he lets Kim get too far ahead, he's in trouble. Throws a perfect strike. 15th forward. Ball right through the pins. The ball taking out the last 2 pins. The 8 and the 9. Absolute perfect. Look how excited he is. Calm down, Kevin.
And when you have a director as great as Roy Alpers, those replays are always there, aren't they? Great job again by Roy and his crew. Herrmann is not going to go down without a fight here. This may go to the last ball of the last frame, Dave.
Kim Herrmann increasing his lead to 11 pins at this point. Listening to the crowd, all of his friends normally congregate behind us. Somebody feed them some raw meat. They're great fans, and that's what this game is all about. It's fun.
Dave, with the concentration level that these guys have, do they hear the people?
Not while you're bowling. Not while you're bowling. You actually tune it off from this point till this point. Now you can hear.
And you can even join in with something like that. Right behind there with the big smile on her face is Mrs. Kim Herrmann. And she's very happy, and well, she should be. $750 if he wins here.
You got it. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she's hiding?
She's hiding back there.
She has a 21-pin lead right now.
I think she's hiding.
Yeah.
Well, hubby has a 21-pin lead, and
well, who do you think gets the money?
That's true.
You think he really gets the money? He turns it over to the banker when he gets back.
It's a family affair.
Really? Kevin needs this one to cut the lead back down to 11. Tough break. This critical shot, potential to cut a 21-pin lead down to 11. Let's take a look at it here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on the second pin from the right-hand part of your screen. That's your 6th pin. Watch it right there. Did you see it go around the lower part? It kept the pin down where it had to be. Tough break. Kevin threw a great shot when he had to. Did not receive the reward. His job now is to keep making those spares, fill in the frames, and hopefully his competitor makes a mistake. And not what you want to do.
You know, it sounded like such a routine statement that you make. Keep filling the frames. But sometimes when you're in this type of a match, it gets very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Right there you see it. The crucial strike took a 21-pin lead up to a 33-pin lead, and
That's something you want to give Kim Herrmann.
No, well, he can turn it into 43 real quick. Kevin's got to regroup at this point, Tom.
This is his first major test of what it'll take to beat a bowler of the caliber of Kim Herrmann, and he responds with a strike here in frame number 7. But the gallery, you might say, sensing a Kim Herrmann victory, and you can bet that this will hit about 7 on the Richter scale if he puts 10 in the pit.
You bet right now, before he throws the ball, 33 pin leads. Kim Herrmann has 33 of them to play with this strike. Puts it to 43 pins with 3 frames to go. Not insurmountable, but it's going to be awfully tough.
Come on, baby! Come on, baby!
7 pins still standing.
You know, it looks like a bad shot, or I mean, it looks like a great shot. Actually, he got the ball in a little early. If you're going to be overcritical, let's analyze it. See there, 2 straight. There, 6 pin, or the 4 pin, going right around real quick. A little too hard, a little too direct. Still a super shot, but I tell you what, I wouldn't mind having the kind of lead he's got right now.
7 pin, the only thing standing in the way of completion in frame number 7 to Kim Herrmann. As he pats himself on the back saying, thank you, I'll take that.
Back on it now, Kim.
32 pins ahead. His competitor, a strike working, could cut it right back to 22. This game is not over by any degree.
But it could be one step closer if he puts 10 to bed very fast here in the 8th frame.
Bo, you've seen a lot of good matches down through the years, and this is where it really comes to play. 8th, 9th, and 10th frame is where it all comes together.
And I think Kim Herrmann has been in some critical 8th, 9th, and 10th frames. We mentioned that he's got a large following, Bo.
He does.
But they're not the only people here.
No, we have some very faithful proprietors who have been here each week, last year and this year, and we want to thank Sam Coleman for his 30-year contribution to the BPA as our tournament director. Mike McDonald's here again, rooting on some of his team players that are here. Jim Lyles from out of Kingpin, and Betty Robinson was here from Princeton Bowl to root on one of our competitors today, too. And I also want to thank my husband, Hudepohl, for the beautiful numbers he's putting on that board down there on the score.
Not bad.
The Gothic style print. Kevin Hayes puts 10 more down, but with the lead that Kim Herrmann has right now,
it's cut it to 22. I mean, let's don't get out of here yet. We've got 2 frames. We've got 22 pins difference. Not too tough to figure out that if Kim Herrmann just fills the frames, Kevin can sneak up behind him and snatch it away if he throws them all. But super critical frame. 9th frame. In order to win this match, as we saw last game, he has to strike on this ball. Let's watch.
answers the call.
Well, as we saw last frame, the inexperience is not showing up in his game. He needs it. He's got to have it. What's he going to do? He throws as good a shot as he's thrown all day. He roots it home. Yes, he did like it. So now, at this point, Kim Herrmann, if he strikes right here, he will maintain a 22-pin lead. If he does not, it's a 12-pin match.
He did not put the 10 down.
Bad shot from the word go. He pulled the ball. He knew it. He raised up immediately at the foul line. Very, very fortunate not to have a split.
That disastrous 6th frame for Kevin Hayes, in which he just dropped the ball into the channel before it took out the 10.
There you
Back
see it,
to haunt.
6-10. Fairly easy spare.
Herrmann knows what he has to do. He could feel Hayes. Hayes knows what he has to do. Put a lot of X's up on the board, but Kim Herrmann needing a strike here.
Okay, Kim Herrmann. This is the situation, Tom. If Kim Herrmann strikes in the 10th and 11th frame, the party's over. Kevin, however, has the hammer in his hand if he doesn't have this.
Come on, baby, come on! Yeah.
7 pin, feeling rather generous.
Okay, let's take a look at it here on the replay. Crucial shot. Keep your eyes on the second pin from the left side of your screen. That's your 4 pin. It goes to the channel, whacks it, comes back, looks at it, hacks it out. Yes, he liked it. Crucial shot. No doubt about it, Tom. That's the big one he had to have. But in order to take any chance of winning away from Kevin, Kim Herrmann needs this one. This is the big ball.
Come on, baby! Garrett! Oh!
Set it up now, Dave.
Well, he's still got a very good chance of winning. However, he did not take the hammer away from Kevin. With the first 2 strikes in the 10th frame, Kevin can still win this match.
Kim Herrmann with the 3-10. Good as gold. Finishes with the spare. And a 239. Dave, as you said, Kevin Hayes with the hammer in his hand.
Count is immaterial. It means absolutely nothing at this point. He's on a strike. He's on a couple of them. Very, very easy to figure out. This strike is a must. Kim Herrmann knows the score. He has no control anymore. Kevin has got to have this strike to win.
Pressure's on the 23-year-old.
It's all over, but I'll tell you what, he got a little soft, a tentative shot, but boy, what a performance out of Kevin today.
Kevin Hayes in his first television appearance. Going to finish with his second 200-plus game. He had beaten Darrell Higgins 258 to 245. And as I said earlier in the match, Kevin Hayes will be back. At 23 years old, the future is scary for everyone else. Brings it around, takes out the 6-10. Kevin Hayes, bowling since he was 8.
If he strikes out, he'll come up with a 225 and a very nice game. But as we saw on the show today, it takes more than 220 to win on the King of Bowling.
I think that's a tribute to the caliber of bowlers that we have on here.
We'd like to see him come out today at Super Bowl and qualify also next week at Delaware also.
Brings out the cream of the crop, which includes our own Dave Newrath.
I'm going to be trying to get a birthday present today at Super Bowl.
The 10-pin stands. It's immaterial right now as Kim Herrmann defends his kingship on Hudepohl's King of TV Bowling for the second week in a row, winning 239 to 224. So the time of the day when all bowlers are happy, payday. It's Kim Herrmann. When we come back, we'll receive the check for $750. We're back for the payoff here on week 2, and Dave, we saw a nice little piece of bowling by all 3 guys.
Boy, that was great. It was wonderful to hand the checks out. Super week. Our second highest scoring television show since we've been with Channel 5.
Not too dusty. The man who contributed to that for the second week in a row, King Kim Herrmann. And here's another check for $750 and a plaque from Hudepohl. You're going to start wallpaper in your room with that.
There's room for it, Tom. I can find plenty of room for them, really. They're great.
I'm sure you'll be back next week to defend your crown, correct?
I'll be back, and I hope everybody comes with me, too.
The Herrmann's Hermits will be back next week. Okay, and next week when we come back on week 3, we'll be at the Super Bowl over in Erlanger, Kentucky. So until then, I'm Tom Verrado for Dave Newrath and the Hudepohl